stump as well. England finishing at 273 for 5, Gatting 35 and Botham 16. A lovely innings from David Gower and two good efforts from the two openers, Chris Broad and Tim Robinson, 54 and 80 respectively. I thought England had a good day. They fought very, very hard all day. They got past the follow-on mark, and not even Imran Khan could hold them completely, but he was terrific. 24 over 6 maidens, 4 for 79. Wasim Akram seemed to lose his run-up and action later in the day. It may have been that he was having trouble with the footholds. He got the other wicket, 1 for 57. So England, with 2 days still to go, should be out of the woods. They're 166 runs behind, which on paper doesn't look all that good, but they should be able to make enough runs that will make it impossible for them to be beaten, and they then can go to the Oval for the final Test match, still with a chance of squaring this Cornhill Test series. So the vital partnership between Gatting, skipper, and Botham, the great all-rounder. Here's Botham now, and he's in the second over facing Mohsin Kamal. No runs have been added. Didn't quite get that, but it's going to be good enough. Enormous power from Botham. He can smash a 4 through mid-wicket even when it doesn't come right off the middle of the bat. And there's a good shot. And then a third man didn't have to move all that far. Abdul Qadir. It was a despairing shove of the foot in the end. Well played. Nicely placed. There was a man out of deep square, just a fraction in front of the line of square, and there was a man at fine leg, and both of them split them.
Once again with immense power. Rocking forward, back, roll the wrists.
It's the classic double. The short one pulled away, and then half expecting the well-pitched up delivery next ball.
Gets it forward and hits right through it.
And up comes the 300 for England. It'll be a heartening sight for the two men in the centre and for the dressing room. Wasim Akram. There's a bit of bounce, but it was very short. Got him, and that is a tragedy for England and a triumph for Wasim Akram. Two bounces on the trot, the one that bounced extremely high, and the second, well, it either came off the top edge or the cue end of the bat. Thorough disappointment for both of them, but very well done from Wasim Akram. He's got the breakthrough.
In the right spot this time. Just about shoulder high, and the miscue has gone straight back to Wasim, who's actually made a decent catch of it in the end.
And that side-on shot adds to how well bowled it was, because it showed that both of them, in fact, was late with the stroke. It was the extra pace that defeated him in the end. Now then, John Embury. Start of the England tail. Well, once again, the umpires are speaking to the bowler, and I assume that that gesture means an initial warning. A lot of friendly chats out there. That looks like the first of the official ones.
Some quite imaginative captaincy here by Imran Khan. He's switched his bowlers round. Wasim Kamal for an over from the top end, then switching back to Wasim Akram, who was successful against EMBUREY, and now taking himself on and popping the leg spinner on. That's all quite imaginative stuff.
A beautiful stroke there by Mike Gatting, right over the top of it and through extra cover. Tremendous power. Now we've got one of our colleagues in the BBC radio box. You wouldn't probably recognise him, but that's Mushtaq Mohammed under that out there. And in fact, he's been voted Wally of the Week by his local cricket club, I think, for some duff information he gave out. It's a pretty impressive uniform. 50 for Mike Gatting, and a very valuable innings there by the England captain. Been under a bit of pressure this last few days, but there's nothing like a few runs to give him that bit of confidence back. Well, that certainly was fortunate for John Embury. Did him a bit on pace there, and probably an inside edge onto his leg, and the ball just dropping over the top of the stumps.
You see the flag, which almost blows straight across the pitch.
The stroke of a man who knows how to play slow bowling.
And although I'm sure all the crowd and people watching were disappointed to see the end of EMBUREY, England nevertheless have survived 95 minutes for the loss of only one wicket, and that's a sort of successful rearguard action by England.
And that's equally successful, although not at all where Gatting meant it to be. He's trying to hit it in front of point at a top edge. There's Madassan Nazar now, and he's bowling to Gatting. And there's a good stroke. The bowler will have thought for a moment that he was flinging the bat at it, but Gatting seems to me in the last 4 or 5 overs to have determined on a policy of aggression. He really flat batted that away. That's as good a stroke as he's played in the whole of this innings.
Yes, he's strong with the flat bat shots through that side.
Well, another of these wide deliveries. Wide signal and 4 runs signal. Well, that certainly went right through Mike Gatting and must have just gone over the top of the stumps.
extraordinary way. In fact, Mike Gatting played inside that, and then tried to kid us that he hadn't actually played at it. Don't think we were fooled. Just got up the wrong line.
Yes, if he didn't play at it, it was certainly well left. Not a big crowd here today, but it's not very pleasant conditions. You can see the heavy cloud. There's a little bit of blue here and there, but not ideal conditions for watching cricket, or even playing for that matter. Wasim Akram going to continue now from the city end. Kamal there to John Emburey. Certainly didn't move the feet, but that really sped away just behind square on the offside. And the third man, no chance at all getting it. There's no problem with that shot. Attempt to bounce it, and just really a flick of the wrist. Didn't go inside the line, just stood still, controlled it with the right hand, and 4 runs just behind square. Well, that was anybody for tennis. Really, it was no sort of a shot. Attempt to bounce, well short and well wide.
The important thing with any stroke that you make is that you have control over it. And I really don't think John Emburey had a great deal of control over that one. Never mind, he missed it. He'll be pleased he did.
Quite like the other shot, but very similar. The same, probably it would go over the top of slips. On this occasion, it did that. And that's the 100 partnership between these two. As you see it there, pretty cross-back shot with a good top edge and no danger of being caught unless you're going to go out at third man. So the 100 partnership came up in 196 balls, and the last 50 off 93 balls. And a very valuable partnership for England.
It's saved again in the air. Smashed away over point for 6. A pat on the shoulder from Mike Gatting for John Emburey. Really middled that.
For some reason, since the advent of one-day cricket, the 6 on the offside seems to have become more popular. But look how the right hand, the bat sort of angled almost, the blade of the bat angled to the ground. But it's really an extraordinary shot. 6 over square point or just behind.
Change in angle now for Wasim Akram. He's going around the wicket from the city end. If he drops one short at John Emburey, that certainly will require a slightly different stroke. He's trying to hit it away on the offside, as he did with that 6 in the same over. And there is the different stroke. Good, clever cricket, which is what one would expect from John Emburey, who's quite a cool customer. There's the 8th Test match 100 for Mike Gatting. Beautifully stroked away on the offside. Nice way to bring it up with a delightful covered ribbon boundary. His first century against Pakistan, and the 3rd time he's reached 3 figures on this Edgbaston ground. There's a delightful unorthodox stroke. That really drives the ball around the twist. And another pat for John Embury. Well deserved too. It's brought up his half-century. Fine effort.
And John Embury has been the heavier scorer in the last hour, above his captain Mike Gatting, who seems to have really become becalmed.
Again, no trouble at all for John Embury, just stood perfectly still. Short back lift, over mid-on, no trouble. Thank you very much. 4 runs.
And this is the stroke which took England into the lead. And a fine stroke it was too. Head nicely anchored and the bat swung through. 4 runs for John Embury and a 1-run lead for him.
Well, there's a shout there, but I think that ball just brushed John Embury's pads and went straight over the top of the sticks.
Yes, Embury is not so comfortable when it comes from this angle, and it definitely seemed to deflect actually away from his legs rather than in off the inside of the bat.
And there's a shout again, and this time the umpires ruled in favour of the bowler. Mr. Dexter said John Embury's not quite so happy when the ball's coming into him. Tucks him up a little bit. He likes to play with a bit of room. Wasim Akram going round the wicket there, getting the ball to go into John Embury, beating him once and then getting LBW the 2nd time. A very, very valuable innings there by John Embury.
It's the only possible doubt about this would have been if it had just been going a little high, because it's not very well pitched up. But it's crashed into him just above the knee roll, but he was quite well back. So it might just have been flicking the top of the stumps.
Imran is opening the bowling, so he must have 1 or 2 worry beads jangling around out there. But he's coming off his short run, as though he's just going to bowl medium-pace seamers a la Madassa. Yeah, there's a beautifully placed stroke. Gatting has been severe on anything he can flat that away on the offside. Well, that's unorthodox, but highly effective.
Ball always going down the leg side. Foster prepared to look to pick it up. I think he was trying to hit it straighter than where it finished.
Mohsin Kamal as the bowler. That's safely where 2nd slip should have been. Now we have a real problem. Collision between batsman and bowler. Well, he seems to be okay now. 484 for 7. Foster has gone on to 20. That's out. Gatting is gone. Imran Khan, with his medium paces, has picked up his 5th wicket. 21 times he's done that in Test match cricket now, and it's the 4th time he's done it against England. Now, there's a man walking off to a standing ovation, and quite right too.
Rather disappointing end to what has been a very important innings for his side and his country, playing the ball away on the onside and a leading edge to the safe hands of Wasim Akram.
One down at 3rd man. That's a luxury. The game at the stage it is. 4 more to Edmonds.
An unusual full toss wide of the off stump, sliced away by Edmonds with the open face of the bat through the empty 3rd man area.
That's a good example of taking full toll of the loose delivery. And up comes the 500. Now, that is a good performance.
A lovely swing of the bat. The front leg didn't go very near the ball. It was a lovely cover drive.
Well, that's a cracking shot there by Phil Edmonds. A little bit of width from Wasim Kamal, and he just launched himself into it, and no need to move. 4 runs and square on the offside. Two more runs there. And a possible chance as well. Won't just show that the pad, but no leg by signal, so that must have been a very difficult chance to the keeper there. Problems here, and he's given him out. Well, it may have been running for both gone, it's been tight, but that's a terrible way to get out. But a nice piece of fielding there. As the case is, when a man's out, they usually match to hit one stump. Ejaz was the fielder.
Well, yes, Phil Evans did start off. He got Foster at it. So that was a bit unkind. Mr. Edmonds will have to buy him a drink this evening. He pushed it and he set off and committed Foster. Ejaz has got it and a fine throw.
Graham Dillon's no mug. He's made 50s in Test cricket and can be quite a useful player. Oh, that's a glorious shot. Phil Edmonds has run up and down the wicket, but there's no need to bother running for that. Beautiful drive through extra cover. Perfect position again. He certainly does look a lot better player than the number of bats in the order when he's playing like this. I think Graham Dill's a little late in putting up there. It certainly seemed to go back into it a little bit. Been going all in swingers, away swingers to Graham Dilley, and really did him completely on line then.
And it was a nice way for Imran Khan to finish. A very good performance, though, from England today. 273 for 5 they started at. Gatting 124, both of them out fairly quickly this morning for 37, but he played some lovely shots before he was caught and bowled by Wasim Akram. And then that splendid century partnership between the skipper and John Embury, Embury making 58. Foster 29 and Edmonds not out 24. Now that's the way batsmen should bat when the team's having a few problems. They worked hard, they grafted their way, and they still scored at round about 50 runs per 100 balls. The bowling figures dominated by the 2 pacemen. There was that 1 run out, and the other 9 wickets were taken by Imran Khan, 6 for 129. That's 21 times. He's taken 5 wickets in a test match innings. He also has 5 lots of 10. He bowled 41 overs, and Wasim Akram bowled 43. He's only a young bowler, and he has plenty ahead of him, but it was a good performance to take 3 for 83. Abdulkadir Madassar and Mohsin Kamal failed to take a wicket. So England 82 runs ahead when Pakistan came out to bat in their second innings. Now here's a little vignette of just what frustrations can come the way of a bowler, what problems there can be for a fielding captain, and how a batsman can get himself out of trouble. Shoaib Mohammad had plenty of problems against Graham Dilley early on. Tim Robinson was the man who might well have taken this catch. Shoaib Mohammad hit it firmly enough. Robinson couldn't cling onto it, and that was a possible chance down the drain for England. Would have been very nice for them to pick up one there. Then Dilley again to Shoaib Mohammad, and if there'd been a 4th slip, or if the 3 slips present had pushed themselves a bit wider, Shoaib may have been gone again. Then came the frustration from Dilley. He dropped one short at Shoaib Mohammad, and he hooked it like a bullet just in front of square leg, and the bowler gave it a sparing glance. By the close of play, those 2 Pakistan batsmen, Madassar Nazar and Shoaib Mohammad, particularly the latter, had seen them through to 38 for no wicket. Plenty of batting to come, and the pitch is still very, very easy. England needed to break through, but they were unable to do so with those 3 bowlers, Foster, Dilley and Embury. There's a little bit of turn there for Embury, but not a great deal. So going into the 5th day of this Cornhill Test, Pakistan are 44 runs behind. They have all their wickets intact. Well, although there's going to be no result in this match, I think we can take that for granted unless there's a real miracle tomorrow. So quite a bit of cloud cover. Result in this match, I think we can take that for granted unless there's a real miracle tomorrow. I rather enjoyed today's play. I thought there was a lot of fighting cricket from England. I thought Gatting played well. He forced the Pakistan bowlers back. There was a great contest between Imran Khan and the England batsmen, and England scored at round about 50 runs per 100 balls. You can't ask for much more than that in Test cricket. Gatting, for me, was the man of the day. He fought back so well, and he led his side past the Pakistan first innings, which at one point looked to be an insurmountable target.